There we go. All right, so welcome everyone to the July 1st, 2024 edition of Dan Mack Presents Virtual Open Mic. We've been unable to do the open mic for a couple of weeks while getting ready to move, so now we are done with that for a little while. So we get to play again. We've got a good show lined up for you tonight. Some of our regular folks, and we will be welcoming everybody who is here, welcoming everybody out there in Facebook land or YouTube, wherever you happen to be watching this show tonight. I am going to start, and I'm going to be playing a song that I've actually never played in public before, never played really anywhere before, because I just wrote it. I wrote the lyrics a while back, but never really put them to music or anything until today, when I was deciding what I was going to try to play tonight and what I was going to be able to pull off with my continuing numb fingers. I got this peripheral neuropathy going on with my hands. So I decided to try to pull off some stuff that I used to play, and we'll see if it works or not. And if it doesn't, we'll try it again another time. But anyway, this is a song that I just wrote, which will lead into something that you guys have heard before. And, oh, I guess I can make myself the star here by doing the view and speaker. There I am. Except now I see Mike Rocke. Do you all see me, or do you see Mike Rocke? I can't tell.
We see the speaker.
Yeah, you see speaker. So, oh well. There's got to be a better way.
Yes, you can spotlight yourself.
Spotlight, there it is.
And you see yourself.
That's what I was. Okay, so now I'm spotlighted, and now I better make it sound good. So, otherwise I would have been able to get away with stuff. So here's a song that nobody's ever heard before, except for me. When all that's left us is nothing at all, I know I'll still have your heart. I know I'll still have your heart. When we have all that we wanted and more, I know I'll still have your heart. I know I'll still have your heart. I'll have your heart at the end of the day, and when we wake up with the dawn, I'll have your heart when there's nothing to say, and when the words flow on and on. If ever a time comes that we are apart, I know I'll still have your heart. I know I'll still have your heart. I know I'll still have your heart. numb fingers and all. Seemed to work okay. Okay, very good. Well, thanks so much for listening to that with me. And now it is time for us to turn the microphone over to Mr. Bruce Hendrickson. And let me find you here, Bruce. There you are. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And I'm replacing our spotlight with you.
Oh, wow, cool. Anyway, back in 1970, Joni Mitchell did a song, and I just decided to change a few words towards the very end, and you'll get the idea. They gave the dice and put up a parking lot with a big hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They take her dice and put up a parking lot. They took all the trees and put them in a tree museum. And they paid the cars and people an hour and a half just to see them. Don't you know it always seems to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They pay paradise and put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, put away the DDT now. There's spots on my apple. Take the birds and bees, please. Don't you know it always seems to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They gave paradise and put up a parking lot. Late last night I heard the slight door slam, and a big red party took away my rights. Don't you know it seems to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They gave paradise and put up a parking lot. Don't you know it seems to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They gave paradise and put up a parking lot. Yeah, they paid paradise and put up a parking lot. They said they paid paradise and put up a parking lot. Hope people were listening to that little change. Anyway, we're coming up on the 4th of July, where the declared the independence, and a lot of the people that fought in that war probably wouldn't want to know what we were fighting for, and that's what I want to know what we're fighting for. It's a year in Vietnam, a month and a half before. I tested your money, the 4-season tour. With luck I came back, but others did not. Their name on a wall to not be forgot. Told it was for freedom and lies strong and bold, equality for everyone, the pill that gets sold. But it was for the rich who own companies with profiteer pitches full of bold-faced lies. So what did I fight for those long years ago? For the rich, not for freedom I now know. We must all act now to free our country from an evil and perverse kleptocracy. Forward we go, 30 years and more, to more Asian wars, for freedom they swore. The intel was cooked to bolster their lies, emails deleted, kept from public eyes. Oh yeah, 15 years more and an end of progress. Czar in the White House, brown shirts in Congress. Our values betrayed, the setting for war. I must not forget, what did I fight for? freedom and democracy, but it was corporatism, so rich make money. It's the working class with boots on the ground whose blood pays for war, not the rich I found. What did I fight for those long years ago? For the rich, not for freedom I now know. We must all act now to free our country from an evil and perverse kleptocracy. And to honor those who here they are not, their names on a wall to not be forgot. And now some more food for thought for this election year. That's what I did earlier, a while ago. I wrote last year, actually. What you gonna do? Myths and legends taught in school, some are false, others half true, and there's history that isn't taught, facts that many want forgot. Disease brought by Europeans left native peoples devastated. Broken treaties and force of arms threw survivors off their land. Gonna do when they come after you? Myths and legends taught in school, some are false, others half true, and there's history that isn't taught, facts that many want forgot. War freed slaves and gave them rights. The North and South birthed Jim Crow. Hate spread by the Klan's white knights. Minority rights ring hollow. What you gonna do when they come after you? Some people grow up a different kind, LGBTQ plus otherwise. Many states now make it a crime for them to openly live their lives. What you gonna do when they come after you? Women fight to improve their status, to be little, not men's property. Legislators acting with malice take reproductive rights away. What you gonna do when they come after you? Myths and legends taught in school, some are false, others half true. Then there's history that isn't taught, facts that many want forgot. What you gonna do when they come after you? Try to write a verse or three for you to support democracy. You think that dictator will benefit you personally, and it may for a while, but the question lies there still. What you gonna do when they come after you? Thank you.
So that was 3 tunes, Bruce. Usually we only do 2. However,
Oh, I'm sorry.
So since
Was I within the 10 minutes?
or two songs, whichever comes first. So that's the way we have been doing it ever since we started the virtual thing. So we won't chastise you any further. However, that for those of us who are still left to play, probably only two tunes per a piece tonight. So
No, mea culpa, okay?
yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Since we are not live anymore, we haven't been doing three since we've been doing virtual, and we'll continue it that way until further notice. So that being said, we will now. And there is Stephen ready to go. Even though it says Sarah Pinto, this is actually Stephen Eckstrom. And we make no comment further than that about what this is, other than we are replacing the spotlight. And there we go. So, what you going to play for us tonight, sir?
Well, I'm acting as Sarah's alter ego, so that's why we have it set up this way. But the first song I'm going to play is called "Pretty Girl," and it's a look back to young love, like during high school days. Kind of a playful thing. It's off my first EP called Messenger, and I was inspired by the Cars on this song, believe it or not. There she goes, cruising down the road again. There she goes, I think she's with my best friend. Thought I knew her, it just ain't so. Why do I worry? There's nothing to know. She gonna give me a heart attack, but I know she's just a pretty girl in a Cadillac. That girl, I know she's gonna blow your mind. Yeah, that girl, she knows that she'd be so unkind. Buy her a watch or buy her a drink. Looks cool in black, but she'd rather wear pink. Sometimes I wonder, but then I just wink, 'cause I know she's just a pretty girl in a Cadillac. That girl, she tells your friends that you're so fine. Yeah, that girl, she talks about you some of the time. She'll stare in your eyes, but she don't blink. Thinks that she likes you, but it's not what you think. Guess that it's over, but maybe you're wrong, 'cause I know she's just a pretty girl in a Cadillac. 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 Just a pretty girl, but she wants you back. Thank you. Not exactly a song of deep social importance, but hey, there's a place for that stuff, right? So the second song I'll play is the title song off of my my new EP, and it's called "Somewhere in Time." The concept of the whole EP is all four songs that I've got on it are about the phenomena of time and different points about it. Matter of fact, last time I think I was on here, I think I played "Somewhere." I think I played a song about my sisters and I. So this one's about the phenomena of time and running into people throughout different timelines, and them being important people in your life, sometimes having different roles somewhere in time. If time was a river and life was your boat, would you jump right on or cling to the shore? Have you had the feeling that someone was near, but just how you knew them wasn't quite clear? Their face seems familiar. Your pulse rate, it climbs. You know them from somewhere, somewhere in time. Someday they will come back to you. Some way you will be there. Somehow you'll be together again. Somewhere in time. It could be in Paris or maybe in Rome. You bump into someone who feels just like home. You've known them forever, but not yet today. Don't let this moment just slip away. When you feel that tingle, reach out past your fears. Paths may not cross again for a million years. Someday they will come back to you. Some way you will be there. Somehow you'll be together again. Somewhere in time. Someday they will come back to you. Some way you will be there. Somehow you'll be together again for a million years. 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 They will come back for a million years. You will be there for a million years. Together again for a million years. Somewhere in time for a million years. Somewhere in time for a million years. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Fun stuff. That was, so tell us again how one is going to be able to acquire this EP that you are speaking of.
Well, you no longer have to have the fountain of youth, because my theory is we all live multiple timelines, and we run into people across these timelines that we're kind of fated to be with in a good way, I guess.
And how do we get your EP?
By letting me babble about nothing. No, the EP is the CD is available through me.
Okay.
So you just contact me, or you go to my Instagram page, which is at Stephen Eckstrom Music, and you can see the link there. And you can also see the link will also take you to the ordering page, which allows you to connect with the different streaming services, or you can just pick your favorite streaming service, whatever it happens to be, and you can find it there through me, Stephen Eckstrom, and you can find it that way also.
And what's the album called again?
Good to know.
And this album is called Somewhere in Time.
Right, very nice. Yeah, I do recall you telling us that it was coming out last time we met. So
Yeah.
now glad it is out there for everybody to hear.
I'm excited and relieved.
I bet so. Yeah, very good. All right, very
You
nice.
step aside.
Yes, no, get your other half
Just
in
moving
here.
your music stand.
And now we will be welcoming Sarah Pinto. And now that the chair is all nice and warmed up for you. Okay, welcome, Sarah. What you got for us tonight?
All right, well, I'm going to change things up from what I had planned, I think. Because I actually am working on something in the studio, which I played here a few months ago, right after I wrote the song. But I'm going into the studio on Thursday to record the final vocals. So I actually kind of feel like doing it now.
Oh, good.
I've been trying to sing it a bit differently and stuff. So, and I've started a newsletter on Substack where I'm going to try to post at least once a month. And I just wrote something. I wrote a piece about how this song came to be, and I'm quite proud of it, and I'm excited to do this longer form kind of writing. So if you visit any of my pages, Sarah Pinto on Facebook, or Sarah Pinto Music on Facebook or Instagram, you can find that there. Along with this song, which I will be releasing as a single later this summer. This is called Bearing Witness. I miss you and I miss home. What I've seen is harrowing. Please understand that I can't go. I need to write down everything, the poetry of every name, who they loved and how they died, the bombs, the rubble, and the flames, justified with gilded lies, bearing witness, bearing witness, bearing witness. If I told you, would you believe me? If I told you the whole truth, would you wrap it warm around you? Would you let this pain change you? these children in the streets, in crumbling halls of hospitals. My mother's silent at my feet. Sometimes it's all I can recall. For my best friend who survived the loss of faith and limb together, I tell the truth as he prescribed. This war it wages on forever. If I told you, would you believe me? If I told you the whole truth, would you wrap it warm around you? Would you let this pain change you? Grandpa makes a pot of gumbo while my father soldiers on. And what I have of mine to offer are these stories finely drawn, bearing witness, bearing witness, bearing witness. If I told you, would you believe me? If I told you the whole truth, would you wrap it warm around you? Would you let this pain change you? Would you let this pain change you?
Gorgeous song, Sarah. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Did you tell him what that song was about?
I don't know if I can let you do another one. I might not survive it.
Well, I'm not gonna do another original. And this song, well, I have to say this other songwriter that I'm about to play, her name is Adrienne Lenker. She devastates me sometimes, but I don't think this song is too bad. This is called Free Treasure. Do you wanna go to the river? I know this spot's so deep and green, with wild raspberries and apple trees and rocks to climb between, water like a washing machine. Do you wanna dance? Sometimes I think I try too hard. I trip on my shirt and I trip on my shoes, get caught in the dirt in the yard. Caught on the dirt in the yard, you show me understanding, patience and pleasure, time and attention, love without measure, love without measure. You're cooking dinner, it's getting round 10:30. I haven't smelled food so good since I don't know where and I don't know when. Where and I don't know. Stove light glows like a fire. We're sitting on the kitchen floor. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more, I feel a little more. I feel a little more. You show me understanding, patience and pleasure, time and attention, love without measure, love without measure. There's a guy at the nape of my neck and he hangs out there all day. He quantifies my every thought and tells me not to play. He tells me not to play. We lay around for hours, talk about childhood pain, mom and dad and past lives too. I can tell you anything, yeah, I can say anything. You show me understanding, patience and pleasure, time and attention, love without measure, love without measure. Show me understanding, patience and pleasure, the 11th dimension, free treasure, free treasure, free treasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Lovely stuff. Wow. It's going to take me a minute to compose myself after all that. That was great. Very good.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Lovely to have you on, and Stephen too. And it is also lovely to have Mr. Larry Johansen on with us tonight from faraway Milwaukee area. And you're going to be doing some fingerstyle stuff for us tonight, right, Larry?
You got it.
Okay. You know, you could probably turn that volume up that other half notch that we didn't do a little earlier. That'd probably be a
Okay,
good thing.
let's try it, and we'll see where that goes.
I was doing that based on your voice, so let's hear.
Of course, I'm not doing this for the voice. I'm doing it for the. I'm doing it for the guitar. Yeah, I've missed you guys. What can I say?
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
we will be back in 2 weeks from now. All things go as planned. So,
that is my intent. I may even have something new to play for a change, so we'll see.
whatever you play, I know we're going to love it. So
Thank
take
you.
it away.
Well, the first one tonight I'm going to do is a French song. I think it's French. Claude Gervais. 17th or 18th century, somewhere around in there. But the song was actually popularized by a British guy by the name of John Renbourn. And this is Bransley Gay, as John Renbourn played it. So, and I happened to learn it as a result of going to Swannanoa last year. So here we go. Oh, Bransley Gay via John Renborn. Next song I'm going to do actually comes out of the classical tradition. And I think I've done it once before, maybe more, I don't remember for sure, but I've been working on it to try to clean it up a little bit. This is the Bach Bourrée in E minor. Let's see here. Now, do it again. Okay, well, happens once in a while. Well, let's hear it from Mr. Bach.
Never go wrong with JS.
Oh, gosh, no.
I
Never.
get it. Yeah, that's one I have played also. Haven't broken it out lately. I don't know if my fingers can do that until they lose their numbness. But we'll
Understand.
That's a great tune. I like that one. That's a lot.
Well, I originally did it probably about 40 years ago, and then
Yeah.
I've just been recently trying to resurrect it, and yeah, it's a great tune.
Yeah.
So,
Well, anything by Bach, I pretty much think is so.
yeah, yep.
All right, very nice. Well, thank you again for joining us tonight and the treat for our ears. And now it is time for us to go to the Statue of Liberty, where Mike Rosson is, and you'll have to tell us about that view that you've got there, because it was unfamiliar to me. So you have to tell us all about it.
Oh, I intend to tell you ad nauseum, I'm sure. First, let me say, though, everybody does always such a great job here. And Larry, I got to admit, I'm just a tad disappointed for the wrong reasons. When you said you were going to clean that up, I thought maybe it's going to be a body ballad, you know, a backroom ribald thing. But
Well,
no.
I've been playing around a little bit with the jazz version of it, but that's going to take some
yeah.
more work. So
Didn't Jethro Tull do one like that? Something on the
he
flute
did,
all
and there's
that?
actually
Yeah.
some other musicians that have done, turned into
Yeah.
a jazz version too.
Kinda lends
so,
itself
yeah.
to
Swingle
doesn't it?
Singers did a pretty cool version
Yeah,
of
they
it.
did. They did.
Excuse me. Well, anyway, given our propinquity to the 4th of July celebration and the theme that got stuck on, the 4th of July being right coming up, I thought I'd get all patriotic and stuff. And so I perched myself here on what I call the torch porch of the Statue of Liberty. You can't go up there anymore. They go up to clean it, of course, and to maintain the light in the torch there. And so I just thought it'd be interesting. My second selection is going to be a poem. We'll get to that in a minute. Right now, this is my little patriotic offering. It was mentioned earlier that, the celebration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, breaking from England. I don't know, maybe we should just give it back, But anyway, here's my little merger of an American song and an English song. You'll get the idea very quickly, I'm sure. Here come old Flat Top, he come grooving up slowly. He got choo-choo eyeballs, he one holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. He got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football. He got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He say, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Fingers freezing up. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Come together right now, two very different songs. Well, there's that. That's cool.
Oh, so Michael, is that original to you?
Yeah,
Mashup?
yeah. I stuck them together. It actually
Oh wow, it
came
worked.
to me in a dream. I was coming out of a dream, and it occurred to me, hey, they might just work. And yeah.
Now, if more people did it that way, it would be easier to sing for sure.
It would be, right?
There's new meaning to the to the expression. They don't write them like that anymore.
Yeah, in fact, they never did. There you go. We just remember fondly. Anyway, my second selection tonight is a poem by Emma Lazarus. It's called "The New Colossus." It was written for the dedication of the Statue of Liberty Enlightening the World in New York Harbor. It's a poem we hear referenced and lines taken from and bandied about. But I think it behooves us all, especially this close to the celebration, and with all the brouhaha going on, just to hear the whole thing in its entirety. I love the symbolism, and I love the defiance that's written in there. And it goes something like this. The New Colossus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
It's funny, everybody knows the last 4 lines.
I just love the way the thing rolls.
Yeah, well done, well performed too. That was
Well, thank you.
a bravura performance of that particular piece. So thanks a lot, Mike. Good stuff, man.
Thank you very much. Happy 4th, everybody.
Thank you. And being a happy 4th, I'm gonna turn the spotlight onto myself for a moment. Actually, it's going to be on Mike Rocke to turn on my advertisement. This is what I do every once in a while. This is how we keep the virtual open mic going, is because it's not free to run. If you choose to help with me subscribing to Verizon and to the professional version of Zoom so that I can do this for more than 30 minutes at a time, this is how you would help. You can find my email with dan@danmackmusic.com on PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. And, oh, the little underlines from Mike, thank you. And whatever, if ever you choose to contribute, we would be most appreciative of that. And those of you who are unable or unwilling to contribute, you're welcome to keep on joining and watching and participating in whatever you do anyway. So we'll keep on doing this as long as we possibly can. And with that, it is time for us to turn the stage over to Mr. Mike Rocke, who has been my faithful minion lo these many moons. So thank you, sir. Take it away. What you got for us tonight?
Glad to do it. Well, about a month ago, I was at an open mic, and this young man had come to play there. I know his father. He played around the area somewhat. Anyway, he played a bunch of country songs. And when he got done, he came, sat down at the table with us, and he was sitting there. I noticed this young man was really thin. He's sitting there with his beer, and I told him, I says, it reminds me of a Tom T. Hall song. And he turned around to me and said, "Who's Tom T. Hall?" So it's awful thinking that, he's only been dead for 3 years. Got a whole generation's missed out on him. Anyway. He was an old-time cowboy, this you understand. His eyes were sharp as razor blades, his cheeks were leather tan. His toes were pointed inward from hanging on a horse. He was an old philosopher, of course. He was so thin, I swear you could have used him for a whip. He had to drink a beer just to keep his britches on his hips. Knew I had to ask him about the mysteries of life. He spit between his boots and he replied, "It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money." He smiled and all his teeth were covered with tobacco stains. He says it don't do men no good to pray for peace and rain. Peace and rain is just a way of saying prosperity, and buffalo chips is all it means to me. Well, I told him I was a poet, and I was searching for the truth. I do not care for whiskey, women, or the loot. I told him I was a writer, my soul was all on fire. He looked at me and said, "You are a liar. It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money." Well, I was disillusioned, if I may say the least. I grabbed him by his collar and I jerked him to his feet. There was something cold and shiny laying by my head, so I decided to believe the things he said. Well, my poet days are over, and I'm back to being me, as I enjoy the peace and comfort of reality. And if my boy ever asks me what it is that I have learned, I think that I shall readily affirm, son, it's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money. It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money. True sentiment, whether you believe it or not, whether you subscribe to it or not.
Well, I want to know what the younger women think about that, because they may not they may not be in agreement.
Yeah, I suppose it was kind of one-sided.
Of course, now we got to get the song from their perspective, which I'll expect you to have ready for us next time.
The good news is that
don't
younger
know, I don't-
women keep getting older.
That does help.
Yeah. Well,
The older you
they're-
get, the older younger women are.
I don't know if Dixie, because his wife Dixie wrote a lot of songs, I don't know if she wrote an answer to that or not, or cared to.
What's
Anyway,
next?
this one's a little more obscure. This one's from one of his children's songs albums. Ain't had a bite 'cause the moon's too bright. Wish had a big one or two. My trot line set and my hook's all wet. Mama's got the catfish blues. I don't like to see her unhappy. She treats me like I want her to treat. I hate to see Mama with the catfish blues and the catfish laying in a river asleep. There's a bottle of wine laying easy on my mind. I dug enough bait to catch a few. My rear end's wet, but I cannot forget Mama's got the catfish blues. There's a turtle on the stump and a bullfrog jump. I guess I could gig me a few. Kind of setting fog, I got a big water dog. Mama's got the catfish blues. I don't like to see her unhappy. She treats me like I want her to treat. I hate seeing Mama with the catfish blues and the catfish laying in a river asleep. There's a bottle of wine laying easy on my mind. I dug enough bait to catch a few. My rear end's wet, but I cannot forget Mama's got the catfish blues. Mama's got the catfish blues.
Thank you, sir. Catfish, that was a quickie.
Yeah, well, one of those standard radio songs that go by pretty quick.
Right, they do indeed. All right.
If I was
very
with the
cool.
whole band, we'd have more instrumental.
Right. Do you do that with the band?
No, that's the first time I've ever done that one.
Okay. Well, speaking of the band, you guys got a gig coming up. Tell us about it.
We have a couple. So we're playing at the Farmers Market at Pike and Rose on Saturdays. This Saturday. That's the Central Farm Market. They're in the Bark Social parking lot. So hopefully we can play louder than the dogs bark. And it's going to be hot. If you go out there, it's a good market. Go out there, but go out there early. It's going to be hot by noon. So.
What time do you
And
play?
then the following day on Sunday evening, we'll be down at Fort Hunt Park for their summer concert series. And so Bruce will be playing with us Saturday morning, but he won't be there Sunday. Rob will be playing with us Sunday evening. And that's always a good show. We enjoy that a lot because the people come there just to listen to good music.
Good.
So
good.
we go there to deliver it.
Nice. Well, one of these days I'll actually be able to get out to hear you guys at a location other than here on the digital sphere. So,
Yeah.
but everybody else, get out there, listen to Sticky G. And any other live music that's out there that you choose, we need to make sure that live music gets supported these days.
Yeah,
It's,
Fort Hunt all summer long from 7 o'clock until sunset. They're
nice.
playing down there.
Very good. Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Nice tunes as usual. Now it is time for us to turn the microphone over to the guy with the big microphone in front of him, down here, Mr. Robert Ficke. What you got for us tonight, sir?
So, our grandchildren are now 5 and 8, so wheels on the bus doesn't really cut it anymore. So trying to learn something else for them. There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've come this far. And can you feel the love tonight? It is laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best. There's a time for everyone if we only learn that this twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors when the heart of this dark-crossed warrior beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've come this far. And can you feel the love tonight? It is laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best.
Thank you, Rob. Nice stuff. Where did that come from?
That's from The Lion King. That's an Elton John composition.
Okay. Well, I guess I never saw The Lion King all the way through. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
So, my wife and I were watching a BritBox series the other night, of all things about Delta blues in the United States, and one of the songs they featured in that piece you will recognize. There is is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun, and it's been a ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor, sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time when he is satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I've one foot on the platform, the other on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. In God, I know I'm one.
Oh, I guess I was muted that whole time?
You were.
I was.
Yeah, we
so
couldn't hear you.
that was supposed to be applause for Rob's last tune.
An encore applause.
Something going on here. I sort of misplaced my mute button, I guess.
Now you did it again.
That's very strange. I'm not purposefully muting myself. So anyway,
Dude's trying to tell you something.
yeah,
We
yeah.
hear you now.
You hearing me? Well, that's good. Okay, and so weird stuff is going on with my screen. I don't know what's going on with yours, but now I
Yeah,
see everybody.
somehow you kicked off the highlight, the spotlight. But
Right. Well,
at least Rob was still the speaker, so.
right. So
Yeah.
I'll try to change that back. Now that we
Also,
are turning it
as
over.
as I was singing along, I got a message. The host wanted me to unmute. You don't want to hear my voice trying to sing along to Rob, which is weird.
Duets are fun.
Well, that's better than when it asked you to translate.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But now we got AI for everything, including Mr. Matt Holsen here, who is an AI aficionado, I guess, right? So
I play with images and stuff, yeah.
images, yeah, more than that.
Like the image behind me, that was created by an AI.
Well, I'm going to spotlight you here and turn our last performance of the evening over to Mr. Holsen here. So, what you got for us tonight, my friend?
Let's see. I think I'm going to do one that I used to do a lot with the flat pick. And I'm just figuring out how to do it with the fingers, so I'm doing the best I can here. If you had any heart, you'd stay away from me. If I had any sense, I'd turn around and leave. You said you wanted out, and I couldn't tie you down. And now you've got your way. How come you're still around? Why do you do this, babe? Is it to prove you can? Is it to show the whole round world how big a fool I am? You've got your freedom now, and I got this pain inside. You took my peace of mind, and now you take my pride. Why, honey, why? Still my weakness, darling. That's just fine with you. It's none of your concern. The hell you put me through. I know I'm being used, and I know you're bad for me. Sometimes I hate myself, but I can't get free. Why do you do this, baby? Is it to prove you can? Is it to show the whole round world how big a fool I am? You've got your freedom now, and I got this pain inside. You took my peace of mind, and now you take my pride. Why, honey, why? That's one I used to play a lot of when we had the physical stone house. Back in my flat picking days. Let's see. It's a Paul Simon tune. There were two men down, and the score was tied in the bottom of the eighth when the pitcher died, and they laid his spikes on the pitcher's mound. And his uniform was torn, and his number was left on the ground. Then the night turned cold, colder than the moon. The stars were white as bones. The stadium was old, older than the teens, older than the screens. There were three men down, and the season lost, and the tarpaulin was rolled upon the winter frost. And the night turned cold, colder than the moon. The stars were white as bones. The stadium was old, older than the teens, older than the screens. There were three men down, and the season lost, and the tarpaulin was rolled upon the winter frost. That's the last song on the Still Crazy After All These Years album.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that. I was very familiar with that album. I remember playing it to death back then, but that song
Last
escapes
song
me.
on the second side, yeah.
Yeah, that's a powerful tune.
Yeah, it's
thank you,
beautiful
Matt.
poem, yeah.
And thank you, everybody else. It was a lovely evening tonight. I had a great time. I don't know about you, but I had a marvelous time tonight. And we will try to do it all again in 2 weeks from now, which is, I believe, July the 15th.
Yep.
Oh, and I have a little bit of thing over here to wave for the 4th of July.
Oh, he's waving the flag.
There you go.
Thank you much for hosting, Dan.
So,
Yes.
my pleasure. And we'll
Thank
do it
you,
again
Dan.
next time and as many times as we can in the future. And
Yes.
some of it will be depending on my availability after this move and all that stuff. But we should be able to do it at least through August, and then September, come she may. Come she will, I guess it is. So
Yeah.
we'll
Thank
see
you,
you all
Dan.
in a couple weeks. Good night, everybody. Thanks
Thank you.
again.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, Dan.
Safe.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.